In today's economy, I know how hard it is to buy land and build a house, especially with low income, no rich parents, no investors, and not making bank on social media. So that's why in today's video, I'll be sharing my journey on how I did it, starting from the ground up. What's going on, guys? It's your girl Razor in the and welcome back to another video. If you're new, hey boo, and if you're returning, what's up? If you guys do want to know more about me, you can check out my get to know me videos. I'll post them in the description box, where I spoke about my humble beginnings and how I became the first person in my immediate family to graduate from university. You can also check out my building a house series, where you'll get the inside scoop on the building process, which isn't done, by the way. A lot of you have been asking for an update, but we'll talk more about that soon. Let's talk about my jobs. Yes, jobs. I would say I have 3 main jobs. For context, I do have a bachelor's degree in exercise science, and I am obsessed with everything human athletic development. Sports, fitness, health, wellness. That's just my vibe. I am currently a physical education teacher in the public system, and I teach at 2 schools. I also have my own business where I'm a personal trainer. I run a mobile gym. I'll post that video right here. It's basically where I can go around to my clients' houses, or I have one main location where I do all my personal training. Because currently I'm not a member of any of the public gyms, and the gyms on my island that's a whole other topic. And lastly, I'm a content creator. And I know you guys heard me say that I don't make bank from content creation. I really don't. However, the money that I've made through social media, I've managed to save the majority of it, and I haven't touched or tapped into that money to go in towards my buying land process or the building process. So that money is just there. Don't think because you guys see me have all these followers or subscribers that it's helping in that area. It isn't as yet, but as we continue this journey, you guys will understand why. So you guys know there are many ways to make money through social media. So since I post on YouTube, I can make money through AdSense, and from my other platforms I can make money through sponsorships on YouTube as well. I also make money through affiliate links. Let's add in that I also live with my parents to cut expenses. I am thankful that I'm able to do that, but it wasn't the easiest decision to make for many reasons that I'm not going to get into. However, I cannot wait for the day that I have my own personal space, the peace, the tranquility. I just cannot wait. It really messed with my mental health, especially in the beginning when I just moved back home. It was very hard to transition from living alone all by myself to moving back in with my parents. So don't think that I'm privileged to be able to do so. Just know that it was a major sacrifice that I had to make. However, I am thankful because this has helped me out a lot to save a lot of money, because the cost of living in the British Virgin Islands is hella expensive, especially when you're not making much. When I moved back home, I held myself accountable and I gave myself a time frame to buy land or buy a house. And if I didn't achieve that goal before a certain time, I was moving out. And I'm not going to sit here and make it seem like managing all these jobs was the easiest thing to do, because some of my days started at 4:30 a.m. and ended at 9 p.m. So those were some rough times. I don't know if I'll ever go back to that torture, but the type of person that I am, if I have to, I will. But to be honest, I did not really enjoy that. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I also saved about 95 to 98% of my income from my 9 to 5 and from my business. I wasn't going out much. I wasn't doing my nails. You guys recently saw me dabbling into doing my nails again. Well, of course I don't buy hair or get my hair done in a salon, because I do my own hair. If you're not new around here, you know. I wasn't buying new outfits or clothes. I wore the same clothes over and over again. For a long time, it's like I had a uniform for work, going outside, for being at home. I didn't update my wardrobe for a very long time. That really hurt me for a while, because in college I was known to show out, and ignore that rooster, he just loves to take my shine. I was used to serving the looks in college and showing off my personal style, but I really had to step back and reevaluate what I wanted in life, and spending money towards that just wasn't the right decision to make at that time, especially since I was focusing on saving the majority of my money. I also wasn't eating out much or ordering food. I should also add in this tidbit. I don't have any outstanding loans. I don't have any student loans. I don't have any car loans or anything, outstanding loans of any sort. Everything is paid off and my slate is clean. When I did graduate and come back home, my dad helped me to buy a car. My dad has just been in my corner and I really appreciate him. But the thing is, it was a used car, and it was a car that people would laugh at you for having here because it's a left-hand drive, and people usually drive right hand. Is it right hand? Car because it was cheaper, of course, and I could have paid for it out of pocket. I would not suggest anyone who's trying to save money or have goals that they want to reach a little faster. I would not suggest you buying a car where you would have to pay a car note every month. And for me, I just need a car or a vehicle that can get me from point A to point B. In all, for my first car, how much I paid for it came up to about a little over 4K. I love that car. I named her Ugly Betty. She's died. I crashed it. Yeah, I crashed my first car, unfortunately. It's interesting because before that, I was just having dreams and visions about owning a van to put all my equipments in. And yeah, right after that, I bought a new car with my own money. Again, it's a used car. Currently, I don't have any loans that I'm paying. Not yet. And maybe, hopefully never, but you know how life goes. As you have seen, if you watch my vlogs, and now you're hearing, I've made a lot of major sacrifices, and I was living way below my means for a very long time. And I still am. Probably not as much as I was. I'm probably saving about 90% of my income right now. I'm also investing back into what I do. So that's where my content creation, social media money comes in. So I use that money to invest back into what I'm doing that can help foster growth. And I'm also going to use that money for something very special in the long run if I need to. Yes, this project would be something that I've always wanted to accomplish. My ministry may be different from yours. I really had to start from the ground up. I had to figure a lot of things out on my own. And it's interesting to see that I've been on YouTube for so long and you guys have been with me through everything and supported me through every era of my life basically so far. That's why I really appreciate your support, because sometimes I really don't want to show you guys more and give you more, but when you're working with so little, I try my best to make the best out of what I have and to still continue creating content for you guys. But I want to do so much more, but God keeps saying not yet, and I listen to him. My circumstances are saying not yet. My goals are saying not yet. It's just not my time yet for certain things, and for a long time I've battled with that thinking of trying to be where I want to be, but I know I have to take certain steps to get there, and it's the waiting period for me that has been hard. I broke down my sources of income. I broke down how I saved money. Now I'm going to tell you guys how I bought the land. Buying land or building a house in the British Virgin Islands, it's one of the hardest things that anyone can do, and doing so at my age, I know that it's crazy, and I'm really proud of myself to be able to achieve that. Listen, it's something that a lot of people don't do around here, especially around my age. Very proud of myself for that. Since I'm starting from the ground up, I'm gonna need that. So that's why I was so adamant on saving my money, because to build a house around here in the Caribbean in these streets, you're gonna need money, and lots of it if you don't have outside help or somebody that can back you. When I was younger, I daydreamed a lot about living a certain life, but I never had a plan or an execution or clear path on how I would have achieved these things. However, I knew that I could have. I just didn't know how. I graduated from university in December 2016. I stayed in Atlanta, so I went to Georgia State. I stayed in Atlanta for almost 2 years after graduation on a work authorization. I don't know if the program still runs in different schools. You could have stayed and worked legally. I do need to let you guys know how I got from there to moving back home. But basically, after I moved back home, which was a decision that I did not want to make, honestly, I did not want to come back home because I knew how hard it was going to be for me. me, and having accomplished so much in the States, coming back home to know that certain opportunities that were privy to me in Atlanta, to know that they wouldn't have been the same for me moving back home. I was heartbroken because at that time I was just blowing up with my social media and content creation. I was getting invited to major events. I was headlining events. My content creation career was taking off and I was so happy. I miss it. Imagine moving back home to an area where content creation isn't really a thing. So when I moved back home now, it's like I had to change the plan. I was so unsure about what the plan really was. So I was lost. I couldn't figure out what to do, how to do it, where I needed to be, how I was going to move forward. I really did not know what I was doing because, again, I did not want to be here. And also not being able to go to the gym every day like I used to. That used to be my therapy and my escape. So I was down bad. But knowing me, I'm gonna figure it out. It may take me a while, but I'm gonna figure it out. I am also very goal oriented, so I set goals and I work towards them. I enjoy doing that. I set a goal to buy land, like I was telling you guys about, with a time frame and everything, right? That's where my research started. So I started on Facebook in the British Virgin Islands. A lot of people do business on Facebook. If you want to find anything, just search on Facebook. I searched on Facebook for all the real estate companies, agencies, anything that popped up. And you know, once you start searching, the algorithm is gonna throw everything in your face. I was following all these pages, going down to the bottom of the page, finding all these available lots and all these things. And we did visit a couple, like we visited one or two, and I said we as in my dad and I, because we did this whole process together. It was really good having him on my side because this was something that we both really wanted. I would search and I would go to him and I'd be like, Daddy, look at this one. What do you think about this one? And you know, we'll talk about it and what's not. And then yeah, we did get some good leads, but after a while it was just like the money, it was ridiculous. I did not know how it was gonna happen, but it was going to happen. After searching for countless months upon months, it was coming up to a year, and I was just like, yo, like if I really don't find anything, I am gone. And that would be another plan within itself that I would have to figure out. But basically, we had a family friend that was selling one of her lots, and once I heard the price, I was like, wow, we can afford that. I don't want to say God heard my prayers and my cries. I don't know how else to describe how it happened because I just wanted it so bad, and I knew that I would have gotten it, and no matter what, I was gonna keep trying. I was looking, and then boom, the offer was on the table, and then we went at it like this because we couldn't have let that up. Boom, we bought the land.
Are you getting your back?
I had to cut it closer to the root, no?
Just chop it down.
Oi! This thing ain't want to flash up. Did you do this all by yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. So that's basically how it all happened, and then from there we started building the foundation out of pocket, and the foundation is built. So if you go look at the Building a House series, you guys have been with me from the beginning, from the start. The foundation is basically completed. You can see the process up to that point. We're on pause right now. We're on a hold right now because, as I told you guys, from the ground up is different. Building a house in the Caribbean is different. Maybe one day a bunch of money's gonna fall on my lap and we can finish this, but until then, it's a process, it's a journey. I'm gonna take you guys along the way, of course, especially when things pick back up. Right now we're in the process of figuring out the next stage. I'm excited for what that is going to be. Has also been nerve-wracking having to wait. Things are gonna happen when they're supposed to. Nothing doesn't happen before its time, and I'm just so happy to be able to be blessed to do this and to be in the right frame of mind to continue going after my goals. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this is helpful. If it's one thing that you learned from this video, is that you have to make sacrifices for what you want in life. Bye.